How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. This is, of course, a Black Lives Matter, all cops are bastards, and trans rights supporting channel. You better be as well. If you don't like that, get the fuck out of here. This is Broad City Season 1, Episode 9, the penultimate episode, and it is called a title that I will look up right now, Apartment Hunters. It's called Apartment Hunters. So, who's getting evicted? I mean, Abby can't, because she's got the whole Bever situation, which we're not going to change and everything. Like, Jaime could stick around to the show if Jaime and Alana just went to two different apartments, or if they just got a different apartment in general. We've barely seen their apartment, so yeah, we've seen more Lincoln's place than we've seen of Alana's place. So that's my guess. It's got to be Alana, and we're gonna check out some really weird, creepy New York apartments. If you want to see the full line, check it out below for $4 a month. Okay. Whew. Might have been my favorite episode. This one definitely might be my favorite episode. Oh, and stark contrast from the last episode where we had a lot of characters introduced this episode as, not reoccurring characters, but last episode didn't seem like they're going to be reoccurring either. We got, so many, new characters introduced that were, or, one-bit characters introduced that were really entertaining, as opposed to last episode where they were kind of, more subtle, and it was like, okay, I was trying to get a hang of these characters over the course of the episode. Whereas, yeah, this one was a lot more immediately apparent what kind of person they were from the get-go. And the cold open was amazing with the just complete music video thing leading up to just... And the $8,000, I can't believe I didn't question that. It was like, damn, she got $8,000 for that picture. Must have been, I don't know why anybody would pay $8,000 for that. It's very simple, but whatever. Must have been some just big corporation just being like, we want total rights to this. We just want $8,000. You can't use it again. We get total rights to it. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. But no, makes a lot more sense now why she got so much money for it. But yeah, honestly, if Abby wasn't so awkward, she probably would have been able to talk herself out of the situation. Be like, listen, I didn't know, I didn't research what's going on. I'll pull it and blah blah blah. Why if you didn't give them all the rights to it and everything, where you can't have any say. Bevers just, I thought maybe he'll change a little bit, but no, he only gets worse. His character development is only downwards. It's only spiraling worse and worse into the worst possible human being on the planet. God damn, man. Unbelievable. I don't know where we're going with him. I don't know what they're going to do with him. I don't know. with the way this ended here, this episode with him, I don't know. I have absolutely zero idea. They could take him so many different directions. But I feel like he's just going to stay an absolute piece of garbage for a vast majority in the series. I don't think they're going to, take him out of the series at all anytime soon. But, man, I have moved so many times. I have been with so many realtors across so many different states, across so many different areas of the U.S., and man, they are all the same. They are all these extremely high-strung, blonde, curly, extremely thin hair that has just been styled so much that it is nearly non-existent at this point. It's like cotton candy. That the strung is, I guess, really taut, almost like they are ready to blow up at any second. They're so jittery and everything. They are Karens. That's really what it boils down to. They're just Karens that are so much higher energy. The extreme. It feels like their entire body is shaking the whole time. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, honestly. I don't know what makes them that way. It's not like it's an extremely stressful job or anything. It's not that hard. You're schmozzing people out of their fucking money constantly. It's got to be one of the easiest jobs in the world. I'm exaggerating, but you get my point. It's not a stressful job. And yeah, the fucking bed where it's extremely high up to the ceiling, and then on top, there's this platform that's extremely high up, and then you have to put the mattress on top of that. So when you're laying on the mattress, when I was laying on the mattress, there was probably about, this much room between the ceiling and me, I would say. Yeah, that's about right. Something like that. About, right there. I don't know if even that was on camera, but either way, it was awful. Every single morning or in the middle of the night, waking up, trying to turn over, trying to like get out of bed and bang my head on the ceiling every single goddamn time. It is impossible to have sex on, as you can attest to.
Yep.
It is the fucking worst. You can't do anything. You barely even cuddle on the fucking bed. It's the absolute worst. So glad. I mean, to be fair, I don't like officially live where I am right now. I'm kind of back and forth between Canada and America, so I still technically have that bed. I just don't have to deal with it that often. And yeah, it creates a lot more room in the room in general, because you can go under there and stuff. Like, my whole desk was under my bed and everything was under my bed. My room was very small, but it was big because of that. And is it worth it? No. I'd rather just have a big room. Rather just have a bigger room. But yeah, the catch-22 of every time where it's like, man, this house looks really nice. I wonder why it's so cheap. And then you go downstairs and you see that, you know, the boiler has exploded and they haven't fixed it. And it's like, oh, well, that would explain it. You know, why is this house so cheap? Oh, well, would you look at that? The ceiling's about to collapse. Or, you know, a very good example here of, like, having to, where she had to, like, break into the house. Where I have seen realtors do that, too, where they're like, you know, oh, follow me to the back door. And then we're like, why is that? Why are we going into the back door? And then after we've seen the whole house, and we're like, you know, okay, we want to look around our own a little bit. And it's like, oh, the front door, the door handle is, or, like, the hinges are busted, I think it was. I can't remember what it was, but it was something similar where they brought us in from the back door, and I don't even remember if it was me or my sister or somebody going to check out the front door, noticing how fucked up it was. I mean, yeah, a lot of this stuff can be fixed, but it's the clear, like, you know, we're going to try and sell you this house pretending that this isn't a problem. Like, we're just not even going to address this. We're not going to say, oh, don't worry, this will be fixed. We're just going to try and make you not even notice it. And man, the whole cable situation, like, yeah, obviously, I'm sure we can all relate to the fucking, like, oh, you need, like, we're upgrading you to a better cable box. So, in order to upgrade you to this better cable box, we're going to slow down your internet, forcing you to come in to bring this box to us so we can give you this new box. And then I went there, did that, you know, went back, hooked it up and everything, I went to them, brought the cable box to them, and they did the same exact thing of, we need the remote or we can't give you the better box. So then I had to go back home, get the actual remote, go back, then I was able to bring the cable box back, and oh, it's just a whole fucking, you know, mess. I remember specifically also the exact same cable company, being on the phone with them, being on, like, hold for forever, but then finally getting through, and it was a whole, the Wi-Fi situation, and I can't remember the exact specifics of it, but I remember specifically them saying, okay, try and turn the Wi-Fi on and off, and then wait a couple minutes and let me know if it works then. And then I, you know, unplugged it, plugged it back in, waited like 5 minutes, and then said, still not working. Then they were like, okay, wait a little bit longer. They said specifically, wait a little bit longer, let me know when it starts working. And so I just, you know, put my phone down and then just sat there, and like 15 minutes ago, I'm like, are you still there? Yeah. Is it working yet? No. Could you try something? Give it a little bit longer. And it was 40 minutes in total of them continuing to tell me, just wait a little bit longer, after all I did was unplug and plug it back in. It was the most frustrated I've ever been. They wouldn't try anything. God, I hate customer service so fucking much. I am absolutely the kind of person where if something is not working, I'm just going to ignore it. You know, if I have a problem, just gonna not care. Like, even like when it comes to like returning items and stuff, that's a big one. If I buy something and it comes broken or it comes not working or whatever, I just accept it, because I don't want to have to go through the fucking hoops of goddamn red tape that it takes to get anything done at all. Even sending back a package is so goddamn annoying. I hate it. I don't want to do it, and so I just, you know, suck it up and deal with the sunk cost. And it sucks, because I am someone who's very poor and very money based. I'm very, you know, money important man. So You know, it is something that it hurts me to do, but I would rather do that than waste my time with going through all the effort of all that shit. This Dale character, man, what do I even have to say about this Dale character? He certainly was an absolute creep, and our final villain, it seems like they set him up like a fucking shonen main villain. I love it. I don't think that's where we're going at all, obviously. I'm just joking, but it's just very funny. I love the tone of this show. Like, it can just, on a dime, just switch tone entirely and parody something, but nail the tone perfectly in its parody. Like, even the whole episode where Abby was going to try and get the mail back from the one, like, island, wherever the fuck that was. Like, that you know, the Shutter Island tone they were going with, it actually felt creepy. It did. And, yeah, again, I just love seeing all the UCB people here. I am now familiar that this show is very, like, SNL, as like a lot of alumni SNL from this as well. But I'm way more familiar with UCB, not familiar with SNL really at all. So I'm still going to be pointing out more of the UCB people and stuff. Like the guy who was the Craigslist guy. I recognize him from Improv for Humans, from Comedy Bang Bang, and from plenty of other stuff. Mainly from Improv for Humans. But yeah, I can't remember. Was it like Joe Walsh maybe or something? I don't know if that's Joe Walsh or I'm just confusing people like I was John Gimmerling and John Gabris. So many fucking white dudes in comedy. It's so hard to keep them together. They're all just fat white dudes. I cannot keep track of who's who. Also, no, it was Will Hines. That was not Joe Walsh. That was Will Hines. Oh, man. So bad with these people. I can't help it. They all look the same. That's it. That's all we got for this episode. I will see you guys for the next one. Until then, get the fuck out of here.